Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
A makeshift wall along the border. The Texas National Guard and Department of Public Safety putting up sort of a steel wall along the river in Eagle Pass. Governor Greg Abbott tweeting this video this afternoon showing shipping containers being placed along the banks, saying the containers and other resources are being used to secure the border with Mexico.
Governor Abbott has long criticized the Biden administration over border security and says that he will do what the federal government won't.
A fired San Antonio police officer trying to win his job back for a second time. Javier Perales Jr. was given an indefinite suspension tantamount to a firing in February of 2018. That is the one he's in the process of appealing.
The city says that Perales took explicit photos from a woman's phone, then sent them back to her, along with pictures of male genitalia using a series of spoofed phone numbers. He's also accused of contacting her through a fake Facebook account.
And he still wants his job back. While Perales testified at his arbitration hearing today, so did the police chief, whom Garrett Berger tells us wants Perales gone for good.
There's no room on the San Antonio Police Department for an individual like that.
Though he agreed it was a circumstantial evidence case, Chief William McManus testified today that he believes Officer Javier Perales Jr. repeatedly terrorized a woman with pictures he had snatched from her phone. Enough so that he handed the patrolman an indefinite suspension in 2018, his second in roughly as many months. The first one, for threatening his ex-wife and her father, was ultimately downgraded after a different arbitration hearing last year. But McManus sees similarities in the accusations, saying both showed a level of violence against women.
The level of trust that was destroyed by both of these actions, I simply wouldn't put him on the street to work with any member of the public.
Appearing by Zoom today, Perales admitted to reaching out to the woman in this case after a hotel stay with her, using a Facebook account with a fake photo and fake name, never providing his actual one.
Do you think that kind of conduct meets community expectations?
I would not do it again, that's for sure.
However, he denied many more things, like accessing the woman's phone, taking pictures of the photos on her phone, or sending her photos of male genitalia. His attorneys argued there were other possible suspects who could have sent the texts. And though Perales was fired over the allegations, when it came to a criminal case, police decided it was unfounded with insufficient evidence.
The in-person portion of the appeal is now done, but both sides still need to file briefs, and a decision isn't expected until early next year. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Right now, as we speak, we're seeing what San Antonio is all about: love and support. Dozens are gathering at the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center on South Brazos Street tonight to support one of the city's biggest artists. You can't miss his work. Stephania Jimenez is live with more. Stephania, this is about supporting Jesse Trevino, right?
Yeah, that's right, Steve. Everybody here is out here to support Jesse Trevino, who is battling cancer right now at a hospital in Houston. And let's just show you, you have about 24 people here right now. These are his friends, his fans, his family members. They're holding a rosary to pray for him. And they chose this specific location because this is where Jesse created one of his most well-known murals. It's called La Veladora. Now, if you notice the murals around San Antonio, you are familiar with Jesse Trevino's work. There's La Feria, the new Chapel Lion, and of course, the Spirit of Healing. Jesse's also a painter. His work is pretty much synonymous with San Antonio. Some of his pieces show what life was like here while he was growing up in the Alamo City. And others feature military themes, which obviously Jesse knows a lot about since he's a Vietnam War veteran. That's exactly how he lost his right arm, but he taught himself how to paint with his left arm. He just has an amazing story, and that's why he's an inspiration to this community, and that's why they're here right now honoring him.
They asked him what he wanted, what he needed, and this is exactly what he said. He wanted prayer from his family, his friends, and the community. So this is exactly what he needs, and this is like the perfect place to be, in front of La Virgen de Guadalupe.
Yeah, you just heard right there from Jesse Trevino's niece, who was updating us on his condition. As we just said, he is being treated at a hospital in Houston where he was getting jaw surgery, and we're told that he is having a difficult time speaking right now, but he does know about this gathering here for him and that he is very pleased to see what San Antonio is all about, that they're showing him the love and support that he's shown them for the last 4 decades. And we're live here on the west side of San Antonio. Stefania Jimenez, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Stephanie. A perfect backdrop for that prayer there. All right, to other news now. No charges coming for the driver that police say hit and killed a man crossing the street on the northwest side early this morning. It happened right before 5 a.m. along Huebner Road near Research Drive. Police say a man driving down Huebner when he hit a man crossing the street. We're told the victim was not using a crosswalk. The driver had a green light. After hitting him, the driver did stop to help, but the victim died at the scene. He has not been identified.
New at 6, do you live in or near a cancer hotspot? A recent analysis published by the nonprofit journalism outlet ProPublica created a map based on some federal data that shows more than 1,000 cancer-causing air hotspots all around the country. And one of them is right here in San Antonio. One of the larger industrial sources is on the city's south side. Alicia Barrera spoke to those who say they don't have a choice but to live and breathe there.
This analysis was based on data from the Environmental Protection Agency, or the EPA. And according to that information, those clouds of toxic air originate here at the San Antonio refinery, and it reaches communities nearby. Many times, it's communities of color who are put at risk for cancer.
Less than a mile south of the San Antonio refinery is a small neighborhood Mrs. Frances Maldonado calls home.
Well, I'm afraid because I'm sick. I'm sick about everything now.
She says she suffers from asthma, a heart condition, and diabetes, and is afraid that the carcinogens in the air could cause even more harm.
When do you smell it most?
Like the air right now. Like right now when it's blowing. Especially sometimes at night, you can feel like gas. We can't even cook out there because we're afraid.
The map published by ProPublica analyzed 5 years of EPA reports and calculated and mapped the areas with what the agency calls excess cancer risk. According to the EPA, ideally, a person's cancer risk from air pollution should be 1 in a million. However, in the neighborhood near the San Antonio refinery, 1 out of every 51,000 person is at risk of cancer. And while San Antonio's average risk is lower than other Texas cities, that doesn't ease the concern for those who live and breathe here.
Sí, a veces mareos.
Isaúl Hernández says since he moved here 10 years ago, he experiences dizzy spells. But when asked if he'd ever move,
No.
he, along with others in the area, are hoping things change, but they won't move because rent is cheap. And while city leaders say they want to increase access to health care in these areas, District 3 Councilwoman says the real change will come from Austin.
Now it's the state's opportunity to go in there and see how we can reduce what's coming out of there.
Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
We reached out to Allegiance Refining today, which owns the San Antonio refinery. The company responded to that report, saying that they've been investing in replacing and repairing equipment and increasing monitoring at the refinery, all to reduce emissions. You can read their full statement on KSAT.com.
New at 6, chronic kidney disease affects more than 1 in 7 U.S. adults, with Texas ranking 4th when it comes to kidney failure. That's why Governor Greg Abbott reimposed the state's chronic kidney disease task force. He just named a chairman, a prestigious doctor who spent almost 30 years here in San Antonio. Dr. Francis Wright tells our Courtney Friedman he's ready to make progress statewide.
It's quite an honor and a challenge.
A challenge Dr. Francis Wright says is 40 years in the making. That's how long he's been working on kidney disease. The majority of that time developing transplant services at Methodist Specialty and Transplant Hospital right here in San Antonio. He even performed former Spurs player Sean Elliott's kidney transplant 20 years ago. Now he's stepping out of the OR and into a directorial role.
My main goals are to try and bring all the stakeholders together that deal with chronic kidney disease. There are many treatments that can slow or stop the progression of kidney disease. Sometimes primary care doctors may not realize are available.
Another huge goal is dialysis and transplantation access in a state that's mainly rural.
Many people in rural parts of Texas either have to deal with some type of home dialysis or they have to travel sometimes several hours 3 times a week to obtain treatment.
Wright wants patients to know their options as early as possible so they never end up in kidney failure. He calls the task force job an open appointment with no set time period, but he says he'll stay until he sees some of his goals met.
There are so many things that can contribute to kidney disease and kidney failure, but here in Texas, the number one by far is diabetes. So we are here right now on the west side at the Frank Garrett Community Center at San Antonio Metro Health's Diabetes Fair. So there are tons of things that you can do right now: glucose screenings, recipe books, food donations, some workouts, all things that help prevent diabetes and kidney failure, which we know so well are a huge deal in our San Antonio community. On the west side, Courtney Friedman, KSAT 12 News.
New at 6, coronavirus and social unrest. Just a couple of contributing factors to a suicide rate for teenagers that is now considered a national emergency. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that for teen girls in 2020, emergency room visits for suicide attempts rose by 51% from the year before. Dramatic numbers like that call for some dramatic intervention. Now there is a program here in San Antonio that you can use. Ursula Perry with a new program that UT Health San Antonio is strongly encouraging kids to tap into.
This isolation led me to attempting suicide when I was in middle school.
Watched my stepfather slowly lose his job.
These audio clips, troubled teens talking to troubled teens, speak louder than any counselor or therapist. They're part of Project Yes, a localized version of a national effort to reach pandemic-battered teenagers right where they live.
With the first 200 youth that have taken this program here in San Antonio, we've seen a 62% decrease in hopelessness, a 55% decrease in self-hate, and a 64% improvement in perceived control.
Huge and hopeful, she says, because the load of mental health concerns that physicians are seeing in teens today is unprecedented.
The amount of anxiety and depression that I am seeing in my office right now is astronomical. And I feel so much, not only for those youth, but for those parents, those caregivers that don't know what to do.
The website is free. It's totally anonymous, and each activity or module only takes a half hour. But the impact could be life-changing and life-saving.
Project Yes has a goal of reaching 3,000 teenagers by the end of the year with free mental health help. The website is anonymous, it's free, and it's open to anyone, parents or children, anyone who can click on the link or the QR code. As Dr. Plastino says, couldn't hurt to give it a try. More information is on KSAT.com. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look outside with live cam right now. It is 74 degrees, couple of warm days we've had, but things are about to change. We got a cold front coming our way.
And Adam Caskey right around the corner.
Some slowdowns greeting drivers this evening.
Our Samuel King joins us now with the latest. Sam.
Good evening, Stephen Meyer. Let's take a look now at 281 at Hildebrand. See some slow traffic heading northbound this evening, as we often see during this time of day. So watch out for that this evening. We do have a crash at 281 in Nakoma, so we're already seeing those slowdowns our way up to 29 minutes between downtown and Loop 1604, 24 minutes heading southbound. So again, if you're heading out on 281, heading north of the airport, watch out for that this evening as well. Taking a look at the other issues across the area, a number of crashes that hopefully are in the process of being cleaned up, including along I-10. We have a crash here at 410 and I-10, and also one reported at Medical, so 24 minutes there. Taking a look at 1604, 24 minutes now westbound between 281 and I-10. TxDOT announcing that they're ramping up the construction on this phase of 1604 between I-10 and 281. We'll have more on that in the next half hour. So watch out for slowdowns this evening, hopefully to get cleared up within the hour, guys.
All right. Thank you, Samuel. Let's take a look outside with Sky 12.
Look at that.
I know. Check this out. This is over the San Antonio Botanical Garden. And I believe tonight is a preview, a kickoff of their Lightscape
I think you're right.
event that they're having throughout the holidays. This is something I know a lot of other cities have done, and now it's coming to San Antonio.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I can't wait to go check it out.
Yeah, a reason to go to the Botanical Gardens at night. All right, tonight, though, we know there's a cold front coming. Adam Caskey joins us now to kind of time it out for us, Adam.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to hit around midnight, and that's when the changes are going to start taking place. So that cold front hits late tonight, windy and cooler tomorrow. Rain chances, however, minimal, at least for the time being. We're going to take a look at our overall weather pattern and how it could switch and change up a bit as we get into next week closer to Thanksgiving. Okay. Let's take a look at this cold front and how we're analyzing it. Our next cold front hitting tonight, we're calling it noticeable, not necessarily strong, not a weak front, but a noticeable front. So what does that mean for temperatures? Well, afternoon readings from the 80s dropping down into the 60s. So a big change there. Morning temperatures going from the 60s dropping down into the 40s. The humidity, of course, being swept away and moved out of town for several days. So earlier today, we started at 63, topped out at 82, both well above average for this time of year. But here's a look at the cold front right now. It's far to the north of us, and it's going to be pushing in, as I mentioned, closer to midnight. You look at the air behind this front, and that's what's headed our way. Amarillo, 44. Lubbock at 51. Abilene Midland right now at 59. That air cools down as you head farther north behind that front. Now, ahead of the boundary where we are, 70s and even still right near 80 degrees. Cotulla, for example, at 82. Del Rio and even 80. Meanwhile, already down to 71 here in San Antonio, our temperature falling off pretty efficiently right now. So let's fast forward to tomorrow morning. This is right behind that cold front, just on the heels of it. Kerrville, Fredericksburg, 48. Uvalde, 55. San Antonio, I'm thinking most of us in the lower 50s tomorrow morning. So you'll want the long sleeves or a light jacket to start the day tomorrow. We get into the afternoon, and this is the biggest difference. I mentioned before the afternoon temperatures taking quite a hit from this cold front. Look what we're expecting. Tomorrow afternoon, only in the upper 50s for high temperatures in the hill country. Even Canyon Lake about 62. You get to Uvalde about 64. San Antonio, we're expecting a high temperature of 63. So that means about 60 in Helotes, 62 Converse, 64 Elmendorf and Castroville, and about 64 degrees downtown. So a big change from the low 80s we've been having down into the 60s for high temperatures. Friday still in the 60s. This weekend we rebound well into the 70s. And then another cold front hits late on Sunday, dropping temperatures a little bit for the early part of next week. Also, the wind's going to pick up. Not first thing tonight, but first thing tomorrow morning. You step outside, you're going to notice that gusty wind out of the north at times between 35 and 40 miles per hour. So cooler and becoming windy with those gusts out of the north early in the morning and lasting a good portion of the day. Along that boundary, no shower activity here. This is all part of a big wound up system right now, right over the basically Canadian border here, northern Minnesota on into Ontario. That's going to slide to the east. We have another system that's going to drop in. Basically, this is the one late Sunday that's going to swing another weak cold front through late Sunday into early Monday. But then there is the potential as we get into next week for our weather pattern to awaken a bit for folks in Texas and even around here. Could have that big dip in the upper level flow at that point. That could give us rain chances by Thanksgiving. So generally mild this evening. It's tomorrow. We start the day at 53, only make it into the lower 60s, gusty winds and considerable cloud cover. As for rain chances, 20% chance tonight, 20% chance again late Sunday, but we'll keep that eye on Thanksgiving.
Okay, thank you, Adam.
All right, it is a big game in the Dome on Saturday.
Oh, yes, it is.
Great crowd last Saturday. I'm hoping for even more people out there this Saturday.
And I think there will be more out there to watch UTSA take on UAB with the Conference USA West Division on the line. And I'll tell you what, talking with quarterback Frank Harris today, boy, he was not joking around. This young man is serious. Plus, both Canyon and Brandeis are prepping for the volleyball state tournament coming up. LA LA Clippers small forward Paul George scored 34 points to lead the Clippers past the Spurs last night. The game was tied 5 times and saw 11 lead changes. Los Angeles gained breathing room in the third quarter, outscoring the Spurs 26-18. DeJounte Murray scored a season-high tying 26 points to lead San Antonio. Derek White was next with 19. Spurs fall 106-92. Now, Devin Vassell scored 2 points in 19 minutes, making just 1 of 4 shots.
You know, some guys have to become more consistent in their play. You know, you need some time, you need some minutes, you need some years in some cases, but we're trying to bring them along more quickly.
Spurs will play at the Timberwolves tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Both teams are below 500. That's at the Target Center. Best in the West will square off Saturday afternoon at the Alamo Dome. I'm talking about undefeated UTSA hosting UAB with the Conference USA West Division on the line. UTSA is first in the West at 6-0 and 10-0 overall, while UAB is second with a 5-1 conference record and 7-3 on the season. UAB leads the season series of UTSA 4-1, with the Roadrunners' only win coming in 2013. Since then, the Blazers have won 4 straight games dating back to the 2017 campaign.
You know, you can't really look into all that, you know, but, you know, it's going to be a great test for us. You know, they're a great team. You know, they won this division, you know, 3 years in a row. So, you know, they're the big brothers to us, and we'll go out there and compete on Saturday.
UTSA will host UAB Saturday at 2:30 p.m. at the Alamo Dome. Win, and the West title will belong to the Roadrunners. Canyon Volleyball is all set to make their 12th appearance at the UIL State Tournament this week. This is the Cougarettes' first trip to state since 2015. The bedrock of the team is a group of 9 seniors, including standout outside hitter Kyla Malone. Their bond on and off the court makes this year's breakthrough moment that much sweeter.
We're all super close. Known some of these people since first grade, second grade. Like, we've had that chemistry not just like this year, but in like the past like several years as well.
A bunch of us are best friends outside of school, and I mean, we just know all of us have grew up together, and we just love each other so much, and we have fun off the court and on the court too. We make it so much fun in practice too.
The Cougarettes take the court in Garland Friday at 1 p.m. to face Grapevine in the Class 5A state semifinals. In Class 6A, the Brandeis Broncos are getting ready to face the Bridgeland Bears in the state semifinals. The first trip to state for the Broncos. At 45-2, Brandeis is ranked 5th in the nation by Max Preps. The Broncos are very talented on the court, and they have a great support system in their parents.
Very strong. Our parents are some characters. They're very wild, but I think their like personalities kind of shine through us, and it helps us a lot on the court.
Our parents are amazing, and I think that's what helps. You know, these kids are bought in, but you know, when they go home, that's important. You know, it does affect the kids if the parents aren't bought in.
No matter what game we go to, no matter how big, how small, that we're gonna have so many supporters. And even though it is family, it doesn't matter. Just having that energy on the outside of the court too is just amazing.
Brandeis will play Bridgeland this Friday in Garland at 5 p.m. in the Class 6A state semifinals. And if you follow Brandeis Volleyball on Twitter, you'll see exactly what they're talking about, the crazy parents, because they're always posting pictures of the parents doing funny stuff. It's a really special bond indeed.
So the parents are proud of the kids are proud of the parents.
It sounds like it, right?
That's pretty cool.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you. Our KSAT Q&A up next.
It is time for our KSAT Q&A, where we try to separate the fact from the fiction that's out there in so many different things. And we are joined tonight by San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg, live from his office at City Hall. Mr. Mayor, thank you for joining us. Off the top, we're seeing a slow rise before the holidays. How concerned are you about COVID cases post-Thanksgiving, and are there any plans being made by Metro Health or the city to deal with what could be a slow rise in numbers?
Well, we are watching it carefully, and the rise has been not insignificant, so we're monitoring that. Obviously, we want to keep things low. The positivity rate's still below 2%, which is good. We know that there's going to be more interaction among folks during the holiday season, so we're being cautious, and we're continuing to monitor that and confer with the health professionals. The biggest effort that's underway, though, with regard to putting an end to this pandemic is getting folks vaccinated. People 5 and up now are eligible. We now have booster shots that are eligible to all adults. The FDA was going through that process this week. So we need to continue to get the message out. If we want to put an end to this pandemic, we need to get folks vaccinated. I'm excited. I'm going to be getting my booster shot very soon. So we're moving in the right direction.
Earlier in the show, we talked about a new report that's out that's pretty alarming. It talks about how parts of San Antonio's south side, this report says, is a cancer-causing hotspot due to some emissions that are in that area, neighbors living in and breathing in every single day. I want to see what your reaction to that is, your takeaway from that, and if there's anything that can be done by the city there.
Well, so number one, anytime you see a report like that, of course it's alarming. The health and safety of our residents, regardless of its federal, state, or local jurisdiction, is the most important thing. And so while the threshold is still below the EPA cancer-causing threshold, it's below that, as your report indicated, it's still concerning. And so we want to make sure that they are following the rules, that they're following their permits by the book. That jurisdiction lies with the state of Texas, the Texas Center for Environmental Quality, our Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. And so they have jurisdiction to make sure that they're following the rules, but we need to hold everybody accountable to make sure that that is true.
We're talking about the state of Texas. I happened to notice when Beto O'Rourke was in town after he announced, you were on stage with him, you introduced him. You don't seem to do that very often, where I see you on stage with a political candidate. Talk about, I mean, am I reading too much into this? Is there a significance to you being on stage with Beto O'Rourke?
Well, I've known Beto for some time, and he is a quality public servant. And, I know he is taking this race very seriously, as everyone in the state of Texas should. And I don't get involved in many endorsements, particularly in partisan races. I've rarely done that. But this one is too important, Steve. We have been through just hell over the last 2 years with this pandemic, every single person in this country. And we need to work together to get through it, whether you're a healthcare professional, an elected official, a grocery store clerk, a teacher, or anyone else. We need to work together to get this country back on its feet. And I look forward to supporting someone who's going to be part of that effort, working with us instead of against us, which we've seen so often with Governor Abbott. So that's why I was there, is to support the community who was out there yesterday. And I'll continue to be working to make sure that our city, San Antonio, can get back on its feet. And I think we'll have a good partner if he does win that election.
I want to change gears yet again here. We got a lot to talk to you about today.
Hopscotching all over the place.
Yeah, we have been covering some really interesting arbitration hearings where San Antonio police officers who have been fired, they are trying to get their jobs back. These officers are facing really intense allegations, making sexist, racist comments, making threats to people in their lives. They're trying to prove their cases that didn't happen, but the city is now in negotiations with the police union, trying to come up with a new contract. And I know the city has really taken a stand on making a bigger push for officer accountability. Talk about where we are in those negotiations and if we're any closer to a deal and making progress on that accountability factor.
Well, again, this is one of the most important things we will do in the collective bargaining negotiation process, is to clean up the disciplinary process, to ensure that there's full accountability and transparency in that process. And I do think we're making progress based on the reports I'm seeing from the collective bargaining teams. Objectively, we're making good progress in coming to a resolution, which for the life of this negotiation, I've said, is to ensure that bad officers aren't able to get their jobs back on the force if they were terminated by the chief for good reason. And that is what is currently underway. I think we are making good progress on that. The deal is not done yet, so there's still work to be done. But I would say that, again, I'm pleased with the progress. but we are also not moving the goal line. Everyone knows what we've been trying to accomplish. I do believe that the right parties are at the table to get the job done.
And finally, before we let you go, I want to let you, once again, give some love out to the UTSA Roadrunners. But what I really want to know is this magical season, undefeated. I mean, we're seeing, 35,000 people in the Dome last Saturday. Yeah. What does this mean for San Antonio?
Oh, it's huge. It's so important for the city to have something to cheer on after all these difficult months. And, of course, seeing our winning teams come back and the Spurs record is not that great, but they're rebuilding. People are getting excited about the Spurs and the team that they're putting together. So we've got some great sports going on. Of course, topping the list right now is UTSA. They're ranked in the college football playoff poll. They're playing for the conference championship on their home turf at the Alamo Dome this weekend. I hope to see people there. It's going to be a great game. And you got, as the coach said, if you want to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. And that's what they're doing this weekend. They have the opportunity to do. Let's not forget, though, the Trinity Tigers are now in the college football playoffs in Division III. They're taking on the Mary Hardin Baylor team that is a quality team, but Trinity's undefeated. We also have the San Antonio Football Club soccer going to the next round of the playoffs. So lots of sports that are bringing our city back to life and lots to cheer on. So look forward to seeing all the fans this weekend.
Nice to have something to put that cheer into, and seriously, we got to get you the big foam finger. I mean, this is how we're going to round these out, and let's make it happen.
You send it, I'll wear it.
We're going to have to get you several, a UTSA, a Trinity, a San Antonio Football Club. We'll see how many we can find. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Sounds great.
All right, we'll see you next week. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody, with some notes on construction. Again, Loop 1604 on the northwest side, some alternating lane closures, both directions between Bandera and Houseman overnight 9 to 5 p.m. I loaded the wrong one. That should be Bandera to I-10, actually, so a little wider closure, but the time still counts 9 to 5 a.m. So they alluded to in the first half hour of the news here, segment 3 of the 1604 Loop project is underway. This is the project from I-10 to Highway 281. Part of that massive widening project is going to go from 4 lanes to 10 lanes, including an HOV lane eventually by 2025. This is segment 3. This is segment 2 there is the I-10 and 1604 section there, but that's going to be starting a little bit later, or be completed a little bit later, because that's going to take a lot of doing. You're going to completely redo that intersection eventually, but this should be complete by 2025, and you can see some slowdowns there on 1604 this evening, as we normally see. Also, 281 still have that crash on north side near Bitters, so 27 minutes northbound from downtown is 1604, 21 minutes southbound. And this is a view of Loop 410 at San Pedro. You can see slow traffic on Loop 410 this evening, guys.
Thanks, Sam. Look outside with live cam. I am tapping my foot, waiting on this cold front.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's only about
patience. She's trying to keep her patience here.
It's only about 6 hours away, not even. That's when the cold front will be here. And, when you step outside first thing tomorrow morning, you'll notice the changes out there. Today, we started off this morning at 63, topped out at 82 this afternoon. And elsewhere across our area, we had a lot of 80s, even 91 for the high in Cotulla, Del Rio 85, 83 New Braunfels, and upper 70s in parts of the hill country. Big changes in terms of temperatures. We'll go over those in more detail in just a little bit.
All right, I promise I really am being patient, but where's this cold front?
Yeah,
it's moving into
Junction. It could be like earlier this week where she just told me to grin and beard it.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yay.
Myra class.
Myra.
Right
Tally
there.
one up for Myra.
I know, right? That's my big win for the week, guys. That's it.
It's noted, duly noted.
Thank you.
Yeah, let the record state. Myra won on Tuesday.
Yes.
So that cold front, it's moving in. It's moved into Junction right now, so it's getting a little bit closer to our neck of the woods. Obviously, it's going to hit the hill country before it does San Antonio. And when it does, shortly thereafter, you're going to notice the wind pick up, and of course, temperatures start to drop off a bit. Minimal rain chances, though. Unfortunately, they're not very good with this boundary. Morning temperatures are going to take a hit. We spent the last several mornings in the 60s. By not tomorrow morning, but particularly Friday morning, we'll be down in the 40s for morning temperatures. So back to a more fall-like feel out there and a chill in the air. So let's start off with what it's like outside right now. Still 71 degrees, a dew point of 58. Earlier today and over the past couple of days, the dew points were in the lower 60s, but that humidity is going to be completely wiped away for several days and not really return until Sunday, and just briefly at that point. But let's talk temperatures. We talked about the mornings that'll be dropping back down into the 40s. What about the afternoons? Well, right now we're 60s in the hill country, and that should be our limit, I think, all day tomorrow. I don't think we'll get even above the mid 60s in our area. But right now we're at 80 in Del Rio, 74 Gonzales, 72 New Braunfels. You go to the north, that's where temperatures are falling off, and steadily so. I mean, Amarillo 44. Lubbock right now at 51 degrees and temperatures even below freezing the farther north you go up the plain. So that cold front's on the way. Tomorrow about 63 for the high. Friday, mid 60s. So running below average for a couple of days, even in terms of our afternoon high. By the weekend, we see those temperatures well into the 70s again and probably near 80 by Sunday. Then another cold front hits us and just resets our temperatures a little bit by early next week. Not a lot of activity along this boundary. You have to go much farther to the north. That's where the system's very wound up right now, right along the Canadian border there with Minnesota, North Dakota. That's where that upper level low pressure system and the surface low, of course, is associated with it. But we're on the tail end of this cold front, as has been the case for several fronts now. And with it, just the off chance of a few showers. I like the way this futurecast looks. First of all, clouds increasing tonight, and then just a few little pop-up showers possible here and there. Consider yourself lucky if you actually get a few raindrops from this cold front. And even into early tomorrow morning, we're talking 2 a.m. through sunrise. South of San Antonio, we could see a few showers flare up, but pretty few and far between in terms of those rain chances. Our next cold front that hits on Sunday, looking very similar. That has been the last about a handful of fronts that we've had. Rain just hasn't really been prolific with these fronts. So 20% chance tonight, 20% chance late on Sunday. But as I told you earlier in the previous half hour of this newscast, that by Thanksgiving on next Thursday, we could actually see enhanced rain chances. There's the possibility our weather pattern could shift and awaken a bit. But one thing that's going to wake you up tomorrow morning is the wind. So notice these wind gusts, 9 p.m., 10, 12 miles per hour. You get to 5 a.m., even probably 3 to 5 a.m., we're seeing gusts a little closer to 40 miles per hour. So the wind is going to pick up once that front hits. Mild this evening, not a huge temperature drop. Mid to upper 60s at midnight when the front hits, and then temperatures fall down into the low 50s tomorrow morning, 53 the high. A decent amount of cloud cover throughout the day as well. So we'll start to see some sunshine later on, but only 63 degrees for the high temperature. And we're talking upper 50s for highs in the hill country with that noticeable wind, especially the first half of the day tomorrow. Those gusts up to 40. Friday morning down in the lower 40s, so probably some upper 30s in the hill country. And then we talked earlier about that next cold front hitting on Sunday, just resetting our temperatures a bit, but not looking like a very strong one yet.
Okay, it's on the way. Thanks, Adam.
In case you missed it, coming up next. Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
And good morning to you. It is Wednesday, November 17th.
Our county sheriffs arrived to a deadly crash on State Highway 16 near South Loop 1604 shortly after 5 o'clock this morning. Hodgkinson says it appears the 18-wheeler pulled out onto the highway and in front of the vehicle when the driver traveling northbound hit the trailer.
County police making an arrest in a string of burglaries. SAPD says 30-year-old Julian Vara allegedly stole items from homes in the central San Antonio area from September to November of this year.
Jesse's a father and a Vietnam War veteran. It was during his service that he lost his right arm, the one that he used to paint. Instead of giving up, he taught himself how to paint with his left hand.
Where are we going? Home.
After 24 days at University Hospital, 4-year-old Romeo Aguilar is home. He underwent several surgeries after a bullet pierced his spinal cord during a drive-by shooting on Woodville Drive.
4, 5! Yay!
Are you excited that you can walk now?
Yeah.
Holidays bring joy and happy times, but here at the Forum, local law enforcement agencies want to remind you it can also be an opportunity for crime. You may know how the Grinch stole Christmas, but this year, these officers want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. The green culprit caught in the act this morning at the Forum. It's all part of a sketch put on by Live Oak, Selma, and Universal City Police Departments. The 3 law enforcement agencies came together for the 8th annual No Grinch Zone. Live Oak Assistant Police Chief Gary Hopper says during the holidays, vehicle break-ins go up.
Still a few issues out there in the roads, especially north of Highway 90. But first, tell you about this closure. Once again, the main lanes on Loop 410, on the west side between Military and Marbach, closing in just about an hour for overnight construction. So look out for that. Also, still watching these slowdowns on 281 near the airport. And so that's still going to take you about a half hour if you're heading up from downtown to 1604. So watch out for that. And this is Loop 410 at San Pedro. You can see slow traffic there this evening, Adam.
All right, and Sam, the cold front hasn't hit here yet, but it will, and that's going to lead to morning temperatures mostly in the low to mid 50s. In the hill country, obviously a little bit cooler in the upper 40s. But the big story is tomorrow afternoon. I mean, we're going from afternoon temperatures in the low 80s down into the low 60s, so a very noticeable front, and we're not going to warm up a whole lot tomorrow. You can see Canyon Lake about 62, Bulverde, the high temperature very similar, near 60 degrees, along with Timberwood Park, and Lavernia about 64 tomorrow afternoon, and a gusty north wind picking up later tonight after midnight. Back into the 70s by the weekend, then a weak cold front hits late Sunday.
Okay, thank you, Adam, and thank you for watching the news at 6.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.